Timothy, and I am here to speak to you about why college should not be free. As Monica and Diane have stated, they believe tuition costs limit access and create less desire, that students go in facing a large debt, and that college federal spending is not done properly. And they believe that the tax the top 2%, and that should pay for all our college. Well, let me start off by saying nothing's free. Something's still going to happen. Something's still going to have to pay for your college or tuition. But nowadays we're so focused on just seeing ourselves and wanting free things that we don't look at who's really paying for this. And those people who are paying for it are the middle class and the upper middle class who have worked their butts off to get where they're at. Many people go to school and they get a job and they have loans, but because they get a good job, they're able to pay off that loans. It's not impossible. I come from a family, speaking of that. My dad was raised by two deaf parents, had nothing to his name, and got the loans, worked, went to school, did everything on his own, had 3 jobs and a full-time student, got a great job out of college, and has now paid off all of his loans. So it is possible. Just live within your means, you know? You don't need to go take out a huge car loan for a $50,000 new Honda when you could easily settle for a $10,000 used Honda. It's just all in perspective. Monica also said that many kids don't want to be a burden on their parents. Then you don't have to. I'm sorry, but you're 18 now, so it's time, you know, grow up, take responsibility, get those loans, do that on your own. You know, it's hard that you have to do things on your own once you're an adult and that you have to pay for your own things, but you know, that's what comes with growing up. Also, they talked about a small car loan and how small car loans are like the same a college tuition. I think my partner actually said that, and that is true. So many people have car loans right now. I'm sure there's many of you in here that are paying off loans for that. So why is it okay for you guys to pay off for a car loan, but we can't pay off college? It's like, let's prioritize our things and put our education before our car. Yeah, it might suck. You have to take the bus, you have to carpool with a friend, but you do what you have to do to survive and to get by. We've already had education free. We've had kindergarten all the way through elementary, junior high, and high school for free. How much more free things can we keep collecting? I mean, is it really wrong to save your money and to work hard for what you want and to pay for things on your own? Why free college is really expensive. The state may pick up the tab for the tuition, but students will still have to pay for other services such as room, board, textbooks, etc. And those services will go up in price. Because once you cut money from one program, you're going to have to make up for it in another program. And especially for teachers. I read an article recently on this from Denhart Christopher, and how there's no such thing as free college education. If you look at our wonderful speech teacher, this is going to suck for him, because once education is free, his pay will probably be cut, because there has to be areas to make up for compensation. And I mean, I don't believe that teachers who worked their butts off, went through school, went through college, got a good job, then now they have to pay the price just because we want it to be free. The Edward administration also said that the state is going to be facing a $943 million budget deficit. And if that goes into our schools, we will be facing sports cuts and music and art cuts. And as Diane said, that we're investing in these athletes and only a couple of them make it to the pros. But so what? We gotta tell them, don't try, give up on your dreams, don't do what you love to do. That'd be like telling a kid who's in one of the nursing programs, like, oh, you failed a test, we're done, we're not trying on you. Even though you enjoyed it, we're not gonna keep putting our money into you because you're not worth it. And for what about those kids that do make it into the pro? Where's their outlet gonna be now? Where are they gonna go when there's no more football programs, no more basketball programs, or art programs? Because those are gonna be cut first. Oh, also, with schooling being free, many people are just going to take advantage of the system, because why not? And she said, well, you need to have good SATs, you need to have good grades. And it could work pro and con, because that is great that students who are working hard, they do deserve to have, you know, cheaper education. But we already have that. We have FAFSA, we have all of that. So it's not like we're throwing kids out of high school out to dry, you know. There's means and there's way to do it. But yes. Hang on just a second, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so like think of it this way: if college is free, all those students are going to take advantage of it because why not? Because it's free. And yes, I might have good grades, and so I qualify for it. But I just want to go to frat and sorority parties, so I'm going to take advantage of the system. That's what could be happening too. It's like people will not take it as seriously because guess what? They don't have to pay for it. But if you're paying for it, like me, I'm paying for school, so I'm not going to fail a class. I'm not going to skip a class because I have to pay for it. And would it be free? I mean, I can sleep in, I can just maybe take the class next year. So you face all kinds of problems when you just let people come to school for free, even though many people do because of grants and FAFSA. Yeah. Lastly, I'll leave you with this little information. We want to make education free, but there's already many countries who have done that and who are failing. Germany's free system is failing. According to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, Germany has the second highest income tax burden of all OECD's 34 countries. That's going to be us. We're going to be raising our taxes so high that people are going to drown. The middle upper class and apparently the top 2%, what's the point of working hard? What's the point of getting a doctorate and a degree if you're just going to have to pay for it? I don't understand that. Why am I going to go to school to become a doctor if I'm just going to intern and have to pay for everyone's free college tuition? I believe that, everybody should work hard for what they want, and it is possible to achieve that goal. And that's why free tuition is not the right answer.